peanut gallery.
Oh, you can do that good.
We're live.
And we are live. Hello.
Hey, everybody. How's it shaking? Happy almost New Year.
Almost
I was
New
gonna
Year.
say happy end of 2024.
Remember, if you get drunk and drive, it's 10 grand to start out with fines.
Well,
How about if you decide to get drunk tonight, you just fucking stay where you are?
Actually,
Like,
a lot of
don't
the
drive,
Ubers
or
or
just
things like that are
responsible.
driving for free tonight. Just call them.
Yeah.
just
I
be
think
at
it's
your
better
house.
if we all decide I don't drink.
Yeah.
I
too.
like living personally, but you know,
I mean, considering you're one of the very few people I know that's allergic to alcohol, yeah.
it was god awfully uncomfortable situation I've ever been in my life.
So what happens if like people cook a roast with like wine and shit, and then you
The
eat it?
alcohol cooks out of it typically.
The
Although I
alcohol
do
does.
struggle with soy sauce. I
Okay.
do have a reaction to soy sauce. Did you know there's alcohol in soy sauce?
It doesn't surprise
It's
me.
fermented.
Sauce is gross.
I mean, that's probably why I want to guzzle it some days. I'm just kidding.
Put that shit on everything. It's like hot sauce.
Happy
Right.
New Year.
Exciting news, people. I got a new bed today.
New bed.
She did. She had it delivered, which she sent me the link. We might need to order a mattress.
Took them one day when I ordered it to deliver it.
That's pretty
Was it all wrapped up and air compressed and
Look
I
at
was gonna say, do you have to
Oh no, it
unroll
wasn't
it
a
and let it
mattress. It's a
decompress?
regular mattress,
Oh.
but it was wrapped up.
Hear
Yeah,
that?
I hear the dogs.
They're going nuts.
Maybe there's a black-eyed child at the door for you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe. Let 'em
don't
in.
answer the door, Chelsea.
Don't
Maybe
let
that's
them
what's
in.
upstairs, Mitchell, is a black-eyed child.
I don't want to hear it. Which one of these rocking chairs rocks by themselves? Because I'm in both of them.
Probably the one you're in, I think.
Probably.
Both
I
of
mean,
them.
I was gonna say, if you're in both of them, then it's definitely the one you're in.
Perfect. My feet are on one, my body's in another.
Usually when I'm up there, it doesn't matter. One of them will start rocking.
Quiet.
That ain't gonna hurt. We get all you guys together, we'll have to get Lois and go back to the museum because the children's room, I can get everything moving in there.
I'm sure
Really?
you can.
Oh, we have it on video.
No kidding.
What'd you get on video?
The children's room in the museum.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You quiet them down there?
Yeah, I told them to use their inside voices.
Like they listen.
Yeah, it'll last about 2 minutes.
Uh-oh. Who goes there?
Okay, well, guys,
Oh, yeah,
tonight
we
we're
are.
going to talk about BEKs, black-eyed kids.
The Becks.
So-
We're going to talk about the Becks.
I know Kirsten knows about them. Did you guys know anything about them before I said,
Didn't know
do
if
your
people were born. Didn't know there were
In all
black-eyed children
fairness-
out there. No.
In all fairness, I only know about them because I went and looked up information on them starting last week as soon as I knew I was going to get
okay,
an
so you're in
invite
the
to
same boat these hoodlums are.
Yeah. Although I do have some commentary as we go through that may or may not be hilarious.
Oh, perfect.
I like it.
Well, let's just start. I mean, black-eyed kids, they take on the form of children. Duh.
What?
And the kids usually look between their ages of 6 and 17 years old. They're almost always dressed in either tattered or out-of-date clothing. And their language skills, they seem off,
So,
as do their mannerisms. Almost like they're a little bit more intelligent than what they should be for their age.
Aliens.
Most of the time, they appear at night, usually in the middle of the night, and almost always they appear to adults.
Aliens.
There are a few stories where they met up with kids, but it's mostly adults. There are certain and a few exceptions to these two rules, but mostly that's how it is.
Mhm.
Normally, the victims are home and usually alone. There are certain exceptions to this as well. And there has been a story or two that where there was another person or other people in the house, but they were fast asleep or unable to be woken up during this interaction.
Huh.
Which that kind of makes me uneasy. So, in other words, they're oblivious to what's going on in their own home.
Good stuff.
They come to your house in the dead of night and begin to tap on your door. Most people will have already begun feeling either sick to their stomach or disorientated. Just because you can actually feel evil in the vicinity. The tapping persists even as you wonder who it could be that's knocking that late at night. You go and look through your peephole, and they don't use a doorbell. And despite something primal inside of you screaming for you to run away from that door, your humanness and speak up and tell you there's nothing to fear because it's kids. Well, in today's world, you need to fear them too.
I fear anything that walks on two legs at this point.
You got that. More than likely, you will open the door and you're going to get hit right in the face with, oh shit, should I really have opened that door? But there generally be one child that speaks. If there's other children with them, they do not talk. But now that I've read more into it, it's almost like these other kids are telecommunicating through their minds with each other, just from what people are seeing and feeling. So that's kind of creepy in itself, but they have to have permission to come in. And they get very demanding if you do not let them in.
Well,
to the point where they'll kind of threaten you.
That explains why they relate them to vampires.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Except they don't suck your blood. They drain your energy.
Oh.
So to me, it's kind of demonic.
Is that why I sleep 20 hours a day?
Yes, it's the black-eyed children.
Well, and that's
Chelsea actually adopted them all into her house, and that's really what's going on around there.
I said, babies,
that very well could be. Well, the thing is, the more you refrain from saying, come on in, let me help you. Yes, you can use my phone. Because a lot of them will say, we need to call our mom to come get us. And if you still hesitant, they're throwing it out there, hey, you need to let us in now.
Yeah, they start becoming more forceful.
And then they'll expose their faces, and all you see is blackness in those eyes. So that's when the terror sets in.
So when I was doing my research, so here's some of the things that came across my mind as I was looking and listening into like podcasts and stuff that people have done on this. It was really interesting that they pointed out, like, most often, like you said, their clothes they're always tattered or don't seem to be time period appropriate, and their speech, like, almost seems too sophisticated for what you would hear coming from a child of that age range and whatnot. And like, the hick side of me got to thinking, I used to go waterfowl hunting, and like, you can't take recordings of like ducks talk, like duck calls and whatnot. You have to use an imitation duck calls. I almost wonder, along with that rule of they can't enter your dwelling or your space without invitation, like, is that another thing? Like, they can't hunt us for our energy looking exactly like they fit in. They have to have some sort of disadvantage because they are already so over advantaged over us for being the type of beings that they are.
Yes.
You have to give them acceptance to take your energy. Basically.
Well, not just that, like they have to be put at a handicap, right? Because they are so advanced and ahead of us and whatnot. So to hunt us, they have to have so many handicaps put on them. That was one of the thoughts that occurred to me as I was investigating into it. And I'm like, oh yay, we're just waterfowl being hunted.
Well,
I
and
know it's
typically with like energy exchanges, you need that person's permission to deal with their energy. So I would feel like that would go along with that as well, especially if they're draining
absolutely.
people's energy.
Mm-hmm.
God, don't take my energy. I ain't got much left.
Right?
They'd probably walk by us and be like, nah.
They're not worth it. Keep going.
Like the demon inside me calling the exorcist to get away from me anyway because they can't handle it.
Now, the Indians, you know, if you go back to the Indians, there's a lot of folklore that resembles black-eyed kids. And the Iroquois tribe believes in a dark power called the Acton, and they could take over the bodies of their children. The Acton would take over the bodies of children wandering along in the woods where no one would hear them scream. After being possessed, they would then reemerge from the woods with pale skin and black eyes,
Super.
neither of which they had when they left. They were said to behave in a very nervous fashion and repeat themselves over and over, almost as if they were only capable of muttering a few words of their own language, and that's it. Now, the goal of the Acton in possessing the children of the tribes was to completely take over and wipe out everybody. So then again, it's more demonic. So every tale that corresponds with this, it's like they do the same thing. They all have black eyes, but then there's reference to the Men in Black, and they're saying that possibly those black sunglasses everyone refers to aren't black sunglasses; they're black eyes.
I was gonna say I've heard of and read encounters that they've had with black-eyed children, and there's been a couple where they've actually invited them in, and later on when the parent does show up to pick them up, it is described as people that look like the Men in Black.
Yep.
Good stuff.
It's crazy. So what do you guys think you'd do if something like that happened?
Let mama love you.
And I don't even open my door for the neighborhood kids because they just want to do tasks to earn money out of me.
It makes me want to keep a blowtorch by the front door.
I mean, I already ward the house. Salt, pagan holy water, you name it. I got it. Not really.
I don't think they would even come near my property because of that kind of stuff anyway.
Again, they'd be like,
I'd have a fire extinguisher, one full of black salt and the other one full of holy water.
There you go.
yeah.
Jeff, there's a child at the door with black eyes.
Let me give you a bath before I even think about letting you in. No.
Now, could there be a correlation between these encounters and then people that say they see, like when I was growing up and the girl that I saw that I feel like I grew up with, she had no eyes, so it looked like she had black eyes. Could there be a correlation?
Absolutely.
What, just empty sockets?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, did you ever feel drained by her?
No. She scared the piss out of me when I was little.
Well,
You gotta
little.
You gotta wonder if, like,
Put in
the
the quick
black-eyed
paper.
children, when they see their eyes, do they actually see eyeballs that are just solid black, or are they just emptiness, like a void?
And
Right.
I
see,
believe
that's
they're solid black.
like no
Is-
eyes. Because you
like-
hear
They say the darkness is darker than black when you look into their face.
That sounds like an episode of Supernatural.
kind of surprised they didn't cover it, but
Right.
Well, you know,
I was thinking too.
aliens, I'm telling you.
that's why I said they're aliens.
Maybe.
I feel
Why
like
not?
they're more along
They
the
are
lines
linked to
of-
extraterrestrial.
I think they're more
Also,
along the lines of
could be.
where the legend of vampires come from.
Maybe vampires.
That's
are
what I was thinking too, because originally vampires weren't bloodsuckers; they were energy suckers, and then you have these black-eyed children that are energy suckers, which in turn would make them vampires.
Absolutely.
And they kind of dress like vampires. Outdated clothing.
So maybe they're the original vampires.
Very well, could be. Mm-hmm. They're vampires before they grow up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
There
I
was a
see.
story of actually a boy coming home from school, country area, and he was small town, and he was passing, the trail where he always went every day to get home, and up on a fence was another boy backed up to it with his arms crossed, and the boy said, hi, whatever, whoever you are. And the boy just looked at him and didn't say anything. And then as he got closer, he says, "You're going to take me to your house."
Oh,
No,
The boy looked at him and said, "Excuse me?" Because he instantly felt fear. Now, mind you, this boy was about 15 years old, too. And the boy repeated, "You're going to take me to your house, and you're going to do it now. You're not going to run away from me." Because the boy was getting ready to run. And this alien, or whatever you want to call him, knew it. So the boy eventually, after a few more words, did back up and start running away. He got home, told his parents. His parents actually believed him. His father grabbed a rifle to go back and see if he could find this demonic soul, as they put it. And his mother called the local priest because she says, "You met a demon."
ooh.
But when they went back, naturally, nothing was found. But to this day, they truly believe that's what happened.
Sounds about right.
I'm glad they believed him.
Right.
What are you thinking, Chelsea?
I'm thinking everything keeps getting choppy, so I was checking my internet, but my internet's fine.
It's all the right.
No, I don't know. I hate using the word demon for anything, to be quite honest. I don't view them as demonic. I don't view very many things as demonic because there's less. Honestly, they kind of almost strike me as maybe an elemental type being. Something not human, but something old. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could possibly
people that
also
label
be
it
more
demonic.
related to what?
No, keep going.
Oh, I was just gonna say, to me, it almost sounds like because of the trouble that they like to cause, that they could be more related to Fae, because you hear tales of fairy that are very demanding. They make deals, they steal things from you,
Fairies
including your
and
life and your
leprechauns.
energy. So to me, that yeah, so that's what that makes me think of more so than demonic entities. Mm-hmm.
Little devils.
That's what I'm thinking. They're wee little fairies.
Well, it's all a good possibility.
Yeah.
Another folklore when I was doing my research that it was connected back to, and I know I'm saying this wrong, the myling over in Scandinavian folklore, where a baby is killed by its mother because they didn't want like their disgrace to be known or anything like that. So the mother kills them and they begin wailing and causing a ruckus until they're able to persuade someone to give them a proper burial and basically torment the families on end until they get that.
I mean, it makes sense to me. Mm-hmm.
And back to Indian tradition, they also had a tale go around that if they met a black-eyed person, the female Indian would give birth to a black-eyed child, which they would then sacrifice
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't want that evil around.
It was consumed through evil conception, basically.
Yes.
I believe.
So basically, if you conceive a child by things like unwanted, explicit activity, we'll put it, then the child would be conceived as evil because it was therefore unwanted.
Well, in the Scandinavian one, they weren't conceived as evil. They just caused problems until they were given proper burial and recognition that they should have had.
Right. I mean, granted, I don't blame them.
I would raise holy hell for sure.
Like, all right, if y'all don't want me and you're going to go ahead and take my life, you may as well give me a nice burial or I'm going to make your lives hell. Okay? Thanks. That's
well, think about it. If you gave birth to a baby that was paler than a white sheet and had black eyes that were so black that you couldn't see the eternity in them, what would you think?
I'd be like, hey, Doc, does my kid need like nutrients or some shit? What's going on here?
Is this baby anemic? No.
What's going on with my kid?
I have an anime to recommend to you later, Chelsea. So remind me about that. Okay. Based on black-eyed kids, kind of.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm catching the drift.
There is a connection, but you'll like it.
Oh boy, can't wait.
It's good. I swear it's good.
Oh, I have no reason to doubt it.
Good Lord.
Just like,
well, anybody that's interested in learning more about black-eyed kids, this is one of the books you can get, and it's really good. And there's like 4 of them out. And the stories in them will just knock your socks off. And Gemma Jade writes them. Gemma Jade.
There you go. Good stuff.
There's another good one by G. Michael Vasey as well. I'm trying to remember. It's also called The Black-Eyed Kids, where it's a collection of black-eyed kids stories too.
Nice.
I probably have it or had it. So how's the weather where everybody's at?
Wet
Cold.
AF.
It's kind of disappointing out here. They all told me to prepare for harsh winters here in Wyoming, and I've barely had half an inch of snow, and it's remained roughly right around 32 degrees.
Well, winter's only just begun, so there's time.
I know. I think
so
the mountains.
It sounds like it's exactly what it is right here, right now. Wet. It's spitting snow. It's just nasty. It's about 30 something degrees.
Not spitting snow. I mean, there's been some snow flurries, but hardly anything. Not even rain.
Well, it rained for like 18 hours.
I don't even know that.
It hasn't stopped raining for like 3 days here.
Send it my way.
Get a boat out.
Send it my way. I do not want to deal with a summer of wildfires again.
No, right. I wouldn't either.
I'm over that already. And I've only just been out here for 1 year so far.
Well, it's time to come home.
I was gonna say, if you go through that shit again, just pack up and come home. Fuck that. No.
I'm pretty sure that's considered abandoning my job. And
Pop titties. There are other jobs to be had, okay? It ain't worth it. I said it, okay?
we're getting taken down for sure.
No, we've said far worse.
I'm sure.
True that.
No, the pups are disappointed that they haven't had more snow. I can tell you that.
Well, be thankful they're not getting their normal snow. You'd be snowed in.
I'm okay with that because I can work from home on bad weather days lately.
Oh. Well, then
So,
let us.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's cool, it's fine, no big deal. And then I'm just disappointed. However, I did find out where I moved from has gotten like at least 6 feet of snow in the last 2 months.
Which is so bizarre.
And they're set to get a lot more soon.
Oh,
And you're just like,
I'm like, I'm okay.
I know it's getting cold by Chelsea. Looking at the temperatures up there, it's like, oh.
it's 33 degrees right now. It's not any
Yeah, but
different.
the
than
next
down
2
there.
days are going to be in the 20s.
I would take, honestly, I will take the 20s over the 30s because the 30s with the moisture feels colder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I will take the 20s, and the 20s means no mud because it's frozen.
No, I'm pretty sure the pups will lay in it to melt it and get it all up in their fur and then bring it in.
No, they haven't done it so far, so I'm counting.
Really? Because mine have.
Yeah, mine don't do that.
Or they get it caked in the paws of their feet, and you got to dig it all out.
Yeah, it's super fun, especially with when I let Bobo outside right now, I have to tie a sandwich bag to his one paw because I currently have it wrapped and packed with bag balm because he licked not one sore but 2 into his paw. So
Jeez.
we're being extra cautious now, and when he walks though, it's the cutest thing because you just hear whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It's so cute.
You're so wrong.
It works, okay? It works. It keeps his paw clean. I don't have to change the bandage 17 times a day. We're doing great.
All I know is I don't want super bad weather, or that's going to delay the house more.
Yeah, for real.
And trust
It's
me, I want to
Yoshi!
do this again. Oh, hi, baby.
He's like the black version of Utah.
It's Kirsten's blue-eyed child.
Listen, he freaks everybody out here. They keep saying he's a wolf.
He's so pretty. Yeah, wolves don't have blue eyes.
Do you think people care about that?
No,
Or
that's
they're
what
People are stupid. They don't know the difference.
people are ignorant. Like, I love it when people go out and they get a tattoo and they're like, look at my badass wolf tattoo. I'm like, sorry to break it to you, bud, but that's a husky because wolves don't have blue eyes. And they're like, what?
Yep.
She takes great pleasure in that.
Oh, I do. I love reading people
I
say.
don't blame her.
Like, if you're not going to do your research, you may as well just put no regrets above it. Okay? Just saying. Yeah.
You guys want to see what else I got?
What?
That was perfect.
Wow, that's awesome.
She's like, I'm magic. I just
she has magic tricks. That's what she got.
Oh shit, that was
She's
fun.
probably sitting there thinking, what the hell happened to
Oh, that's awesome. Holy shit, that's funny. You guys want to see what I got?
Magic tricks.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Oh, Mom, we're currently dying right now.
Why?
Because you said, want to see what I got? And then you disappeared.
I know my computer just went dead.
Oh, we started laughing. I'm assuming a TV because it's kind of hard to tell with the darkness.
Yes.
Is
And
it
a princess ass.
Is it
Yeah,
the Black
Princess
Eyed
Yes.
Children's television set?
Yes.
Okay.
It's their
It's like
their
going to
video
the drive-in in bed.
All right.
Except you can be naked. Well, you could be at a drive-in too, but that causes commotion.
Yeah, especially if there's kids, I wouldn't recommend it.
Mhm.
I mean, back in the day, wasn't that half the time what it was? You were naked in your car in a drive-in.
Probably.
Yeah,
getting
pretty much. We had more fun driving Junior's hearse in and letting everybody rise from the coffin than anything else.
Oh, I want to do that.
I
It
do
was
too.
funny. It was funny. Or just pack them in on top of one another and let them out when we got them.
Funeral, at my funeral, it's going to be a closed casket, and I want someone to go up and play the "Pop Goes the Weasel" song from Jack in the Box.
No, we got to install one of those things to the end of your and so when they start winding it, it actually starts playing it, and watch people's faces like, what the fuck?
Bonus tip to if the funeral home can actually get it so like the lid pops open at least.
Oh my God.
I'll make
I
it
just
happen
want-
if you leave me.
I want to have a party and everyone pass out Ouija boards to talk to me.
Yeah.
I will totally do that 100%.
I want to do it where I find a group of Italian men that dress up in really fancy suits, and they come up to my coffin and they say that they'll take care of everything, boss, and then they just walk out. That way, people think I was into the mafia shit or something. That would be great. Yeah.
I want someone to take the bouquet of flowers off the top of my casket and toss it out like they do.
To see who's next. Yes. And this is why nobody will come to our funerals.
You're
Well,
not having a funeral.
No.
Correct people come to our funeral for these activities.
Mm-hmm. Nah, I'd rather just everybody have a big ass party. As long as they deposit their car keys in a fishbowl that gets locked, and then they just eat, drink, and be merry. That's all I want. Mm-hmm. And then I'll pre-record messages and I'll have someone plant speakers and then make it sound like I'm haunting them or some shit. Like, why are you drinking my whiskey? Why are you touching my stuff? You know, things like that to freak them out.
Like you do to poor Mitchell over the cameras.
Remember that one day? Oh, he remembers.
I remember perfectly.
Poor Mitchell.
I sure do.
Are you sure you want to be into it?
I want to experience the full thing. There we
Alright.
go.
No, I mean, are you sure you want to commit to this for your life? For your whole life?
You put a ring on it, didn't I?
You did.
In all fairness, there's more than one way to get out of a marriage, and my dad did find one of those loopholes. Doesn't have to be a divorce.
No, it could quite possibly be death.
Death and run away.
I'm not saying what loopholes there are. There is more than one way to get out of a marriage, and it doesn't have
There's
to
a
be.
problem though. Life 360 will show me where I'm at.
Well, if you don't think to turn your GPS off, you are quite correct.
I get in trouble.
I never know where he's at.
What?
I never know where you're at.
Well, you just gotta click on my picture and you'll find me.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget that because I like hitting that heart, but I can't hit because there's no heart on yours.
I completely forget that I'm on that until all of a sudden randomly it's like Donna has loved where you're at. Like, I'm just at work. Why do we have to love this?
I'm just checking everybody.
You hear these weird notification sounds coming from your phone. You're like, what the fuck is that?
Well, one day my boss took me out to lunch, and Donna goes, "Oh, how's the pizza?" I said, "What are you talking about?" You're at G's. I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm at Loggers or whatever the heck it's called." She goes, "Oh, well, enjoy your lunch." It's like, holy crap, what the heck?
I have never had anyone in my life be so interested in where I'm at.
Right? I'm at the job
Until the
site.
last 2 years between you mama, and my other friend Julie. back in Michigan, if I stop sharing my location with her through iPhone location share, she flips out. She's like, you best be putting your location back on. I better know where.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I was like her. I was like, even if I did buy her a ring, I can't go out and surprise her because you know exactly where I'm at. So
Yeah,
No,
I zooming in and shit.
You just have to go somewhere that's not phoned in.
No, I could still figure it
No,
out because
GPS.
I zoom in
Yeah.
and it'll tell you the area business is.
exactly where you're at.
Yeah.
All right,
We all
Mitchell,
know
tell you how to
well that
shut it
went.
off.
We all know how
I
that
need to
went
know.
when I was watching you for your first date, okay?
Kirsten thought my body was being dumped in a garbage place or something.
And I was in Ohio at that time. I was getting ready to hop in my car and drive
What
up
is
there.
going on? You're popular gal tonight. What's going on? Oh, my friends think you're killing me. Thanks.
I had like 25 notifications. I was like, oh fuck. I said I wasn't gonna pull my phone out during this date, but I need to right now, so you don't die.
Everyone thought I was killing you.
It honestly, they should have been worried the other way around.
For real. Fear for Mitchell's life.
Nah, I'm all right.
Nah, one person
Oh,
that
shit.
wait.
No.
Because the flip side would be, okay, do you need me to help you hide the body then?
Right, yeah. Disclaimer, nobody was harmed.
I know a guy.
Hey, listen, considering the 6 degrees of separation, right? My dad actually worked for Al Capone's nephew when he was a teenager. So I have connections. Not really.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I know.
my dad loved talking about that. He's like, yeah, I worked for Al Capone's nephew. He took him under his wing when his dad passed away, because his dad passed away when he was 16 and whatnot. So like he took pity on him and is like, let me kind of mentor you on some things. And he said it was really cool.
All right.
I'm gonna let the mind wander. I know a farmer.
Oh, we all know farmers.
Yeah.
They're just friends with the sheriff's department in my hometown. So
So quiet.
That's because Mama knows the most people of all.
I know, right? Let's go some random place. I think I know that person.
We went to Florida one year and she ran into someone. I'm like, what the fuck?
You went where?
It's a
Florida.
curse.
It was like at a flea market. You ran into somebody from Michigan. I'm like, are you kidding me
It's
right
a
now?
Yeah, one of the teachers I worked with.
Yeah. I just remember looking at you and I was like, seriously?
Looks like my grandma. I know your grandma from somewhere. How? My grandma doesn't leave the house.
listen, the fact
Very
that you're
seldom do I go anywhere I don't know somebody.
It's true.
Yeah.
Except I'm starting to become that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't leave the house. How do you do that?
I don't know.
You know what's funny is this podcast, especially around Fenton Linden.
Mm.
I'll walk into stores and they're like, "Oh, you're those Tipsies and Witchies. Are you guys drunk?" I'm like, "Not tonight."
Not right now.
Like, I'm gonna be. Oh, shit.
I mean, it is New Year's, so who knows what's gonna happen.
I know what's going to happen. I'm going to bed and watching TV.
You're not even gonna watch the
I
ball
know
drop?
exactly what's going to happen.
It really does.
She watches the ball drop or she goes to bed?
She goes to bed.
I go to bed.
Wow.
It's a
You go
ball.
all year to see the ball drop and you don't watch the ball drop?
I mean, honestly,
Hell
the only
no.
reason I made it last year was because Kirsten was here.
Where you at this
You
time,
know, when Dick Clark died, it was done for me.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
It's,
dead?
Over the bus.
Question. I have a question. How do you feel to be living in the future, guys? What are you going to warn me about?
Oh, I was gonna text you about that
Wait,
when
what?
it happened because she's 12.
Oh, shit.
So we'll be in 25 before she is.
So what's next year looking like, guys? I'm going to need to know. You're going to have to warn me before I agree to the terms and conditions.
I'll definitely make
Don't
up
answer your door at midnight.
Watch out for black-eyed children.
So hilarious story. I did learn very quickly. I probably should not have listened to the Black Eyed Children podcast while walking the pups at 4 in the morning.
Especially out there.
Yeah, no kidding.
You'll be fine.
Middle of nowhere, ranches,
an old
buffalo.
should open up your doors at midnight on New Year's Eve to get rid of the bad and let in the
Yes.
new.
You gotta let it all out, and then you gotta turn around and you gotta blow
Oh.
cinnamon in your doorway.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
listen, I'm gonna have to settle with opening windows because I don't want 5 huskies loose in the neighborhood.
What neighborhood?
Well, I mean, as long as you let out the air.
In the
Yeah.
hood.
in the hood.
Otherwise, I don't.
Yeah, we in the hood.
I don't want the huskies to mingle with the neighbors, with the horses. 'Cause the horses don't like dogs.
They sit there
All
and
those
watch
horses
us.
have to do is step on them.
Exactly, that's the problem.
It amazed me. Skylar up at Mackinac Island always was trying to take on the horses for the carriages and whatnot. And I'm like, they're like 50 times your size. Why the heck do you think you can take them on?
Like all they got to do is
That's what we should do.
what?
Take the dogs to Mackinac Island.
Oh hell no!
God.
Where are they
those
gonna go?
Could just tip them over.
Where are they gonna go? They're on the island. They can't run away.
That's a big island.
Oh, that's fair.
I would also like to point out, like, they can swim.
Yeah.
Shit.
You guys ever been in the caves under the island?
Mm-mm.
I've been to the crack.
Pretty cool.
There's a
Pretty
crack.
cool.
Not that crack. All right, no. There's a crack on Mackinac Island. Google it.
No, tell me about it.
It's right by the airport. Yeah, it's like a huge I don't want to do the motion because it just looks weird, but
It's like a crack.
Listen, you started on this path, you now have to finish it.
Yep.
I thought you were talking about your crack on the island.
No. When I was younger, I went there. We could ride your bike, and then you could walk through it. That's how wide it was. It was like literally a crack in,
Like a crevice.
I mean, it was way bigger than a crevice, but yeah.
Did you take the sandwich bag off, Bubba? That's not weird.
I did.
Okay. No, my experience with Mackinac the last few times I went was just mingling with the dead.
And it rained.
And a lot of fucking rain.
And
Oh my God, it rained.
Did it really?
And we had to stop on the way up and buy rain boots and they leaked.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, you told me about that.
I was not happy.
It was funny.
The
Mine were
problem with
fine.
Mackinac Island is I used to go every year with my mom, and she would always want to walk the whole island.
Yeah.
Hell no.
That's the
That's the
point,
point.
right?
No.
I've
you
never
ride the
been
bike.
there.
It's only like 8 miles around, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
That's not
10.
that
I
bad.
thought it was 10 miles.
That's not that bad.
It's I think it is 10 miles around.
It's 10 miles around.
What's wrong with that?
Because you could do it twice on a bike. If walking, shit, your feet would hurt.
No, you know what we do as soon as we land, we all pitch in and we rent the carriage tour because they take you to the parts of the island that no one usually goes to.
I remember.
Mm-hmm. Where the
And we
dead
go
people?
to cemeteries.
I remember one year, my brother and I were entrepreneurs. We went to the golf course. We'd be hiding in the woods when people teed off. We'd run up there, find all the tees and like golf balls and stuff. And then we'd go up to people and be like, "Hey, you want to buy these from us? We just found them." Yeah. I mean, we sold them for a quarter, but we still made money. We went back to the condos. We're like, "Look what we did."
I
My
mean,
parents were pissed.
with inflation, you'd have to charge $5 a ball now.
Hey, you're making that money now.
Shit's
Back,
expensive on the island.
Our paranormal team was actually the first ones to do the fort.
Yeah,
Really?
it was super cool.
I love that fort.
Mm-hmm.
I love the architecture of the fort.
Mm-hmm. You know that whole hill is just a mass grave.
Oh, that's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
The whole island.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it's like you go in the fort and you see all these artifacts and shit that they found on the island. It's like, okay, now this is getting a little creepy.
Well, you should be in the fort at night when they all come alive.
A lot of
Okay.
the studies, like the early on studies that were done for understanding the gastrointestinal system and food breakdown and whatnot, were also done on Mackinac Island.
Yes.
Mhm.
Really? Why?
Well,
not?
because I think it was a runaway prisoner had gotten shot in the stomach and the wound had healed open. And so this doctor used him as a study subject, and he would have him eat food that he would be able to pull through and see where he was at in the digestive process and whatnot, and documented all of the findings he had from that guy. He was, and it's not, once again, I believe he was a runaway prisoner, so it's not like he's going to fight him too much, because you're just going to get turned into the authorities and wind back up in jail.
Right.
And you're on an island. It's not like you can swim that far.
I mean, potentially.
That'd be a long swim.
There was a guy recently, he swam from like the upper East Coast all the way down the side
Yeah,
of
but
the
you're talking
US.
about an Olympic swimmer. You're talking about a prisoner here.
Yeah, if you're
I mean-
if you're desperate enough, you do what you gotta do.
Yes. But
Studies were like unbearable enough, like you'd take death over doing that. So
yeah.
Let's take my chance with the
I
fishes.
don't know. I mean, I just love Mackinac Island because of the architecture. You know, you look at that, and they build circle houses on Mackinac. You don't see that in today's because contractors suck.
you know
Yeah.
why there's
Let's not go there.
Well, I'm not trying to go there, but I'm just saying. You look at the old school type of buildings, and you look at today's buildings. It's like, wow, this is basic as shit.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know.
It's
That's
quantity,
true.
not quality.
Yeah, they build quantity. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Kirsten's over there laughing because she knows I'm right.
Now in the
well,
winter in Mackinac is something else.
All right, one person.
Hold on, both of you are talking.
Yeah.
Kirsten?
Rock, paper, scissors, this shit out. Come on.
Would you shut up so I can talk? I was gonna say the architecture is circles, so nobody can corner you. Did you know there's a circle church in South Carolina?
No.
Really?
And I think it's one of the oldest churches in the US.
That's
We're
cool.
going to North Carolina.
If I step foot inside a church, I'm gonna get struck by lightning.
We tried that. It worked great.
I attest that you will not. I was in a Catholic church this past weekend,
I
and
took her to church.
lived.
Listen, I refuse to go to any other church aside from the Circle Church because I know the devil can't corner me there.
That's right.
Oh,
I just want to talk about how heavy the energy in that building was, and I
What,
couldn't
church?
take it. I had a migraine afterwards.
Are you talking about when you went to church yesterday?
Saturday.
Saturday. Oh.
Oh.
So why did you go to church?
It was a memorial service.
Oh,
It wasn't like sad though.
that's good.
So I mean, most Latino services like that aren't sad.
No, they're too drunk.
But
Bingo.
the building was making me nauseous as soon as I walked in.
Yeah.
You know what makes me nauseous in a Catholic church? Those freaking incense that they wave all over.
Oh my god, and that's the other thing is he
I had to go to a
smoked us out.
full-on funeral with that, and I about puked in the
Mom, let him finish.
It was,
Okay.
it was along the same thing.
Oh.
I got my buddy one time, Nick.
Uh-huh.
He's Catholic, like super bad or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I told him about my mom's church, and they sing and blah blah blah. And then I go to church with my buddy Nick, and then super Catholic, and they do the incense and stuff. I'm like, that's all they did was sing, bro. You can't be dissing on what I did, and all we did for like 2 hours was sing.
Yeah, their services are very long.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
No, that would be the Lutheran church. That's all you do is sing.
Okay, then maybe that's Catholic. I don't know what I don't know.
No, Lutheran honestly is very similar, even though it's what's the word? Protestant.
Mhm.
Isn't Lutheran of the Protestant side? Yeah.
But it was like well, the dude was like humming and stuff. It wasn't like the praise Jesus type. It was like hum. It's like I can't even understand what the hell they were saying.
I've been to a church where they speak tongues and it's scary. I've
They
been to a
what?
couple of them and I got up out of them and walked out. So I was like,
They
no.
speak in tongues.
What's that?
So they're speaking in different languages.
Well, the Lutheran
Yeah.
church that Conrad and I went to back back in the day, it was all spoken German there.
Oh,
And
that's
some
fun.
of the old ladies that were still around in the late 70s and 80s, they were very set in their ways.
Have you seen Black-Eyed Children?
And they didn't like any of the new ministers because they weren't old school.
I think my old church, my childhood church, is kind of running into that recently.
Our church doesn't exist anymore.
No, it don't.
So, like, the church my mom goes to, they're old school now. They got like rock walls, pool tables. They're trying to get the kids into church in today's world.
I'll give that church one thing. They have a hell of an auditorium.
Cornerstone
It's
Church.
amazing.
Cornerstone Church in Highland, I'll say it. But, like,
On a church to survive, you have to appeal to the younger generation.
exactly. Because people stop going to church.
Survive.
Correct.
So, like, I walk in, I'm like, they got a rock wall.
The one called the Rock here is like that.
I've been to that one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, when I went to the one service that was to meet his mom and grandma, I'm not a churchy kind of person, but it wasn't bad.
Well,
I was like, okay. And I was like, damn, they're good singers. I can get down with that.
But, it's like they're changing the way church is actually doing it because they're trying to get more people to go. Because the old school way ain't working anymore. Go to church, you go to church, you study the Bible, that's it. Now it's like, all right, you go to church, you got Wednesday service, go play games, whatever, get together. They're trying to get more people to go in a different way.
They're trying to make it more of a community experience.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Which is how it should be.
Yeah.
It should be about bringing people together.
Well, our old church, our one minister, he was kick ass. He would wear little shorty shorts and ride his 10-speed all over town singing "We Wear Short Shorts." He'd piss those German women off so bad.
Why did I have letters?
But he was fun. He made it fun. He made it to the point where you wanted to go.
Yeah.
Once he was gone is when it started going.
It all went to hell.
It did. It went down. They couldn't keep a minister.
Nope.
And after
went on for years and years.
Mm-hmm.
That's normally what ends up killing a church.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't.
Okay.
My church is getting up and drinking coffee, and occasionally yelling at the dogs.
My church is not limited to a single building or day of the week. My church is out in the community and doing the best good that I can do for those around me.
That's me.
Yep.
Your church is circle.
And if I'm in the woods, the more the better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I prefer to be surrounded by nature myself.
Well, surrounded by field. That works.
That's nature.
I never realized how much of a mountain girl I was over a lake girl.
Mm. Lakes are kind of overrated, if you ask me.
They really are, and honestly,
they're overpopulated.
It's really to be walking into work feeling like I'm walking in a Bob Ross painting. It's really, really cool to just look over at the mountain. It's snow-covered peaks and everything. Little mist overhead, seeing the trees just coming down into the valley. Like, it's super nice.
And you know what? If you just see that little blemish there, don't you worry about it. We're going to put a happy little bird. And we're going to put another happy little bird so the first bird isn't lonely.
I'm lost.
Oh.
You're not right.
We'll have to discuss the conspiracy theories about him having actually hid bodies in these locations he painted.
Well, that sounds like a conversation.
So, honestly, Bob Ross was a hell of a guy. I wouldn't mind doing a show on him because he was
one of the greats that taught like good morality standing and self-confidence.
Yes.
And that's why he was so popular, was because he did have that attitude. Like, it's okay to make mistakes. Beautiful things can come out of your supposed mistakes.
Right.
Absolutely. Every day. That's how you learn.
Yep.
Look at me.
You might be a mistake, but you can be something great.
That's right.
Like
well, you know what? I can schedule it if you guys want to talk about it.
Sure.
I'm cool with that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Bob Ross.
Who's that?
Holy fuck.
Oh my gosh.
He lived under a fucking rock with Patrick, didn't he?
Okay, as the homeschool resident in this group, who literally can claim I was, hidden away and sheltered from life.
She's about to Google it.
How? How the hell? Like
He lived in a pineapple under the sea.
That's SpongeBob.
That's Mitchell.
Oh, okay. This was Bob Ross. He was a painter in like the 80s and 90s. He had his own broadcast on like PBS, and he would paint live and show you how to make paintings. And he's like the fucking Jesus of the modern world. Okay, the man was an angel.
Never seen him.
Holy fuck.
We should really talk.
Watch the movie. There's a movie about him. It's excellent.
I will educate him.
Yes, please educate him. Holy cow.
What? All I've done my whole life is work. Okay, I don't.
It's okay. It's okay.
Everyone's picking on me now.
I'm here for you. I will.
So, Conrad, you've never been to Mackinac Island. We've got to fix that situation.
Oh, we're changing
I
that
have
shit.
never been.
What?
Are you serious? Like,
wow.
I'm dead serious. I've
So
never
so when I visit in August, September of next year, we're just gonna have to plan a family trip up to Mackinac for a few days. Like,
absolutely.
Yes.
August would
Please.
be fall would be beautiful to go up there.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm letting you know. My family, I didn't go, but my family just went. It's a lot more expensive. You have to literally buy tickets to bring your own bikes now.
Yeah. We never.
Well, you don't bring bikes.
Yeah, we never took bikes.
Why not?
Because we don't. We walk.
You
and
walk
ride
everywhere?
We walk and ride carriages.
Okay.
You can rent horses too.
But it's getting more and more.
I'll rent a horse. Damn it!
No,
Oh,
you won't.
yeah.
When you see how much they charge, you
Well,
won't.
it's horrendous.
I'll be at the golf course
How
getting
much?
the golf balls.
Well,
I
even
think
to run a bike, it's like $27 an hour now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, I can't. It was like horrendous for the horseback riding. I feel like it was something like $30 for 15 minutes. Something ridiculous.
Yeah, it is exorbitantly expensive.
Yeah.
Well, just ride the boat over and back now. I believe it's $65.
Well, the problem with that is now they can upcharge it because one of the boat carriers got shut down because they weren't taking care of their boats.
They're open again.
Oh, are they? Oh, they
Was
fixed them?
it Arnold's?
The old company bought it back.
Oh, good.
Good.
Phew.
Yeah, but basically they're putting people's lives at risk because they weren't upkeeping their boats. There's
They
holes
weren't.
and shit. Yeah. It's like
They
okay,
weren't.
now
I had a
let's-
couple I knew they were stranded out in the water for almost 9 hours. because
Oh,
shit.
I've been like, some bitch better bring me Taco Bell.
Flaming burgers from Mickey D's. Let's go.
Bring me some
Chelsea just
freaking fudge while you're at
dashes
it.
Taco Bell to the middle of the lake where she's stranded.
My
Yeah,
suggestion is if we go, if we do this, guys, we need to know when you're coming, Kirsten, and so Conrad can plan it so they can be up here.
We got to know
But
the
I
date.
highly suggest that we spend a day in Mackinac City,
Yes.
possibly spend the night, not on the island because you can't afford it,
Oh, hell no.
We can.
and then
We
go
also
up to UP to cross over to go to the island.
That would be awesome.
Like $1,200. Not bad.
I would need somebody else to drive that bridge because I do not handle bridges very well.
I don't get it.
Oh,
I've watched
I'll
it.
do it.
No, you
As
won't.
long as-
Okay, so it's either going to
I
be Miss
do.
me or Conrad.
You will not, Donna. You told me that.
I
you
would love it. I'd be like, ready, guys, let's go.
Who drove across
I
and
was,
back?
I was like all over the
I
great.
will also make sure I take my motion sickness meds before we go.
All right, we're going to put Kirsten and Mom in the back seat, and we're going to give them.
You ain't put me in the back. I will
seat.
keep driving it, but it's on my terms.
Okay,
So
so
we're going to go 5
I got
miles
a-
an hour.
I got a story.
Yes.
Kirsten, you said motion
In
sickness.
the slow lane.
No. So motion sickness, Kirsten. There's one year I used to walk the bridge every year with my family, right? There's one year they came on the PA or they had the intercom things and they said, hold on to your kids. It was so windy that the bridge was swaying back and forth. And they let us walk, right? Yeah,
No.
that was freaky
No.
as shit.
No.
Hold on, kids.
They
Hold
literally
on to
said
your
that.
children so they
Yeah,
don't
they
blow
literally
away.
said that. Hold on to your
Oh,
kids.
that's
The moment I hear that, I'm like, peace
My
out.
uncle
Have fun.
was the
Nice
last.
knowing you.
My uncle was the last semi across that bridge when the Edmund Fitzgerald sank.
That's what you said, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. The waves were so bad they were going over top of the bridge.
Yeah, because it was so windy. That's
When he was
that's
going
how it
across
was. So like the bridge is swaying back and forth, and they're screaming, "Hold on to your kids!" Like that would be freaky as shit.
Mhm.
Like,
Well, it's no joke, like especially up there, Lake Superior
oh, I've almost died
is
there. Yeah.
the most dangerous Great Lake.
Why do you think I flip it off every time?
It's a massive ship grave, mass grave.
Oh yeah.
I love Whitefish
Can we
Point.
go to that hotel that that bar that you went to and that thing happened?
You're
Oh,
very
yeah.
specific, buddy.
Oh, Newberry.
Yeah, Newberry.
No, when you lost your phone in Mackinac City.
Oh,
It clicked.
Suddenly it clicks.
yeah, at that piece of shit bar that I don't like.
Well, my brother Jeff almost burnt down a bar in Mackinac Island. He was playing. He was younger. He was playing with a napkin, and they had lit candles.
Oh.
Oh God.
Caught the napkin on fire.
Gosh.
Oh yeah, it was.
And they probably don't use those anymore.
No, they don't. No.
Probably
Yep, they're
wise.
now battery operated because
Yeah,
of that.
you know, the old school days was the best kind. You know.
Sure, sure.
My childhood church was almost burnt down by the current minister's oldest daughter a couple of years ago at Christmas.
Why is
Like,
that?
Advent calendar or Advent candle, and she happened to snag on the little table clock decoration and started to pull the candles that were lit down.
See, that's what I never got about. You can light a candle for someone, but there's kids running around. Just like you said, if they yank on that, it's game on. You know what I'm saying? There's so many flames.
I think they expect parents to make their children behave, which is
Well,
rare.
and it wasn't like she was running around or anything. She just wasn't paying attention to where she
Right.
stepped and her foot snagged
Mhm.
on the tablecloth. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't malicious. It wasn't in like she wasn't irresponsible. It just
Yeah.
happened.
It's just
So-
an accident.
Her that every Christmas, we have to be careful and keep the fire extinguisher close in case she missteps again.
Oh. Well, on that note,
Oh.
let's move on from this conversation. We killed it, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it. But next week, I'm smart. I looked it up just now.
And
Next week, we are talking about haunted antiques or alleged haunted antiques, if you will. So make sure you stop in and listen with us. But in the meantime, I hope everybody has a wonderful time tonight, whether you're staying up for the ball, if you're having a good time with friends and family, or you're going to bed at 9 o'clock. Regardless, I hope it's fun. I hope it's safe. If you're drinking, don't be an asshole. Stay where you are. Hitch a ride. And
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
use your phone. Call somebody.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Be responsible.
Don't fuck up your new
And
year.
for the new year, I've got some really good guests coming on. So
Oh, yeah?
stay tuned for
Ross one
more.
of them?
I
Huh?
appreciate it.
Is Bob Ross one of them?
Maybe from the grave.
That's a
You
stretch.
could have a seance and try to channel him.
I wouldn't
Let's
recommend
not.
it.
No.
Leave
Did
the
you
poor
know
man
that-
alone.
Now
There's
I
a-
really want to because Mitchell don't.
Price Ouija
No.
board. You can get
Let's not. No, there's enough assholes on YouTube that claim they talk to dead celebrities. I'd rather not.
Well, I wouldn't talk to him unless he was there.
But anyway,
All right, guys, we're calling it a night. So have a happy new year, and we'll see you next year.
Love you
Happy
all.
New Year.
Peace out. Bye.
Bye. Stay spooky.